The world watches with bated breath as the tension in the air is almost palpable. Tensions between the United States and China, the world's two superpowers, are reaching boiling points, with each side unwilling to back down. The question on everyone's mind: could these simmering tensions erupt into a full-blown war, changing the course of history forever? And if so, who would emerge victorious? And who would face devastating consequences that could reshape the global order? This essay delves into this complex and critical question, offering insights and analysis. We will analyze the military might of both nations, comparing their strengths and weaknesses, explore potential flashpoints for conflict, such as the South China Sea and the Taiwan Strait, and examine the economic and geopolitical ramifications of a war between these titans, which could send shockwaves through global markets. The stakes could not be higher, with the potential for global destabilization and unimaginable human suffering on an unprecedented scale. Understanding the potential consequences of such a conflict is not merely an academic exercise. It is a vital necessity for policymakers and citizens alike, who must be prepared to act. The path to peace lies in understanding the potential for conflict and actively pursuing diplomatic solutions through dialogue and cooperation. As we navigate this perilous landscape, it is crucial to remember that war is not inevitable, and peace is always an option. By understanding the potential costs and consequences, we can work towards a future where dialogue and diplomacy prevail, ensuring a safer world for future generations. The fate of the world may very well depend on it as we strive for unity and peace. To comprehend the potential outcomes of a US-China war, we must first assess their military strengths and strategic capabilities. The United States, with its long history of global military engagements, boasts a technologically advanced and experienced military force, capable of rapid deployment and sustained operations. Its Navy, with 11 aircraft carrier strike groups, projects power across the globe, ensuring maritime dominance and strategic flexibility. The U.S. Air Force maintains superiority in stealth technology and long-range bombers, providing unmatched aerial capabilities and global reach. China, however, is rapidly catching up, driven by a focused and ambitious military modernization program. Its military modernization program has been nothing short of impressive, focusing on cutting-edge technologies like hypersonic missiles and artificial intelligence. Aiming to close the technological gap with the US-China's military is also bolstered by its sheer size, with the People's Liberation Army boasting the world's largest active-duty force, providing a significant manpower advantage. While the US still holds an edge in overall military capability, China's growing military might, particularly in the Asia-Pacific region, cannot be ignored, as it continues to expand its influence and presence. Any conflict would be a clash of titans, with no guaranteed victor and potentially catastrophic consequences for both sides, affecting not just the nations involved, but the entire world. The most likely flashpoint for a US-China war lies in the Asia-Pacific region, specifically over the Taiwan Strait and the South China Sea, both of which are critical areas of strategic importance. Taiwan, a self-governing democracy claimed by China, has become a focal point of tension. The island nation operates independently, but is seen by Beijing as a breakaway province that must be reunified with the mainland, by force if necessary. Any attempt by China to forcibly reunify with Taiwan could trigger a US military response, igniting a wider conflict. The stakes are incredibly high, with both nations possessing significant military capabilities. The South China Sea, rich in resources and a vital maritime trade route, presents another potential flashpoint. This body of water is crucial for global commerce, with trillions of dollars worth of goods passing through annually. China's assertive territorial claims in the region, often overlapping with those of its neighbors, have led to increased military activity and heightened tensions with the United States. The construction of military bases on artificial islands has further escalated the situation. These regional hotspots are powder kegs, and any miscalculation or accident could spark a conflict that quickly spirals out of control. The proximity of military forces increases the risk of unintended engagements. The interconnected nature of global politics means that a war in the Asia-Pacific would have far-reaching consequences, drawing in allies and potentially engulfing the entire region in conflict. The ripple effects could be felt worldwide, affecting international stability and security. Section 4. Alliances and Geopolitical Chessboards. In any potential conflict between the US and China, alliances would play a pivotal role. The United States boasts a network of alliances across Europe and Asia, including key players like Japan, South Korea, and Australia. These alliances provide the US with strategic depth and the potential for coordinated military action. China, on the other hand, has been steadily building its own network of partnerships, albeit less formalized than those of the United States. Russia, with its own strained relationship with the West, could emerge as a key ally for China in a major conflict. The geopolitical chessboard is complex, and the actions of other nations would be crucial in shaping the trajectory of a US-China war. The potential for escalation and the involvement of additional actors would significantly increase the unpredictability and potential devastation of such a conflict. Section 5. The economic fallout. A global recession. The economic ramifications of a US-China war would be nothing short of catastrophic. The two countries are deeply interconnected economically, with China being America's largest trading partner. A war would disrupt global supply chains, leading to shortages, inflation, and economic recession on a global scale. The United States, with its control over international financial institutions, could attempt to leverage economic sanctions against China. However, China, with its vast foreign currency reserves and control over critical resources, would have its own economic weapons to deploy. The economic fallout of a US-China war would be felt far beyond the borders of the two countries, plunging the world into a period of economic uncertainty and hardship. The interconnectedness of the global economy means that the costs of conflict would be borne by all nations, rich and poor alike. Section 6. The long shadow of war, a changed world order. Beyond the immediate devastation, a war between the US and China would have profound and long-lasting consequences for the global order. The post-World War II international system, characterized by US leadership and a rules-based order, would be irrevocably shattered. A protracted conflict would likely lead to a more fragmented and polarized world, with nations forced to choose sides in a new Cold War-like rivalry. The potential for cooperation on pressing global challenges such as climate change and pandemics would be severely diminished. The world that emerges from the ashes of a US-China war would be a far more dangerous and uncertain place. The rules-based order that has underpinned decades of relative peace and prosperity would be replaced by a more volatile and unpredictable system, with potentially devastating consequences for humanity. Section 7. Conclusion: avoiding the abyss. The prospect of a war between the United States and China is a sobering reminder of the fragility of peace in the 21st century. The potential consequences of such a conflict are almost too horrific to contemplate. Massive loss of life, economic devastation, and a shattered global order. While the risks are undeniable, war is not inevitable. The path to peace lies in dialogue, diplomacy, and a commitment to finding common ground. Both the United States and China have a responsibility to manage their differences responsibly and to seek peaceful solutions to their disputes. The world is watching, holding its breath. Let us hope that wisdom and restraint prevail, and that the drums of war are never sounded. The future of humanity may very well depend on it.